Good afternoon and welcome to Lifestyles of the Broken Unknown. Nah, seriously, it's Flatbed 101 with Mike. We are in North Kansas City, Missouri. And no, it's not like North Kansas City. It's literally a town called North Kansas City that is north of Kansas City. Anyway, we are picking up a nice load of tubing. It is just a little bit longer than the trailer, so we're looking at just a touch over 48 feet. Now, normally, your length formula is 2 straps in the first 10 feet, and then 1 for every 10 foot or fraction thereof after that. So on 48 feet, you would have 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet, 48 feet. 6 straps plus 1 for safety, that's 7. Now, I have 8, and the reason I have 8 is because, we have a gap, which means this bundle is 20 feet, and that bundle is 20 feet, and I don't like using 3 straps on 20 feet. I like using 4, because that's me, and I like being safe, and there's never such thing as too much securement. So, we have all our straps done. They require plastic here, so we have plastic on the load using the straps to hold it down, because it's fucking windy out here, and I don't know if you can see, it's pretty fucking cloudy too. This stuff is really sharp on the edges, if you can see. Let me get this out of the way. It's got all these little burrs, and I don't know about y'all, but my tarps are really expensive. So I'm gonna make sure I use packing blankets or some other type of protection. And I believe the lovely Deborah is going to show us what these packing blankets look like here in just a second once she gets them out. They're not clean, they're packing blankets. This is a packing blanket being shown to us by the lovely Deborah. Everyone say congratulations to Miss Deborah Kersey. This is her last load. After this, we're heading to the yard to drop her off an upgrade. So we have a new victim I'm picking up. It's great. I'm gonna get these packing blankets laid out. We're gonna make sure we cover all the sharp edges. We'll get one right here. We'll probably get another one up there, and then same thing on the back, just to make sure we don't get any holes in our tarps. And I'll be back because I got to figure out how I want to tarp this thing, but I will continue this video with a tarping demonstration because this is not an easy load. If you look, we've got this piece is way longer than that stuff up there, and it's not going to be fun. So I'm going to go through and kind of figure out what I want to do, and then I'll get back to you. We'll see you soon. Okay. Hey guys, we're back. We have our back tarp laid out. Show them the hole. See, this is going to take 3 tarps no matter what I do, unless I want to use one of my lumber tarps on the nose, which with the way this is set up, I could probably do that, but it's going to be a big pain in the butt. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 steels and a smoke tarp, and it kills 2 birds with 1 stone because somebody was asking me for a smoke tarp fold-up video. So we'll get that at the end of the load. All right, so what we're gonna do is, because everything's weird on the back end here, is the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work this side where the long shit is, and we're gonna do it just like we normally do on a steel tarp. We're gonna take this eyelet right here, which is our edge eyelet. We're gonna kind of pull it under the product like this, and then we're gonna go into the rub rail, and then we're gonna go this way with it. So it's gonna get, I know you can't see me under there, huh? It's gonna go right here. So, and it's hooked just like we always hook when we hook to the rub rail. So, so my wind's not blowing in my hair. My fucking hair out of my face. All right, so that's all we're gonna do this side real quick. We wanna get the other side taken care of first. Let's come over here. And this side's gonna be a little weird because we've got long stuff on that side, but we've got real short shit on this side. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take, if it was laid out, it'd be laid out like that. I'm gonna take this D-ring, okay? And I'm gonna fold all of this under here, just like this, okay? I'm gonna take this down like that. And I'm gonna kind of tug on it a little bit, get it, what I'm doing is I'm finding, like, I don't wanna go this way because it's gonna wrinkle this. I don't wanna go this way because it's gonna wrinkle this. I want to find the apex of this pull V, whatever that would be called. I'm not even sure. Basically where it pulls equally on in both directions. I'm going to take a bungee, I'm going to stick it through, and then I got to figure out something to do with it, because there's no, on this trailer, there's no spool right here. So what I'm probably going to do is, let's see, I'll take, I don't know if I like that or not. Yep, I'll take it like this. That'll hold right there. Okay, now it's coming around here, so it shouldn't break there. And then I've taken it down, and I don't know if you can see, but I've just found a place to hook it under there. And yes, there is the possibility that the tires could kick something up and break it, but this is just one bungee. If I notice that it's broken, I'll replace it later. So I'm not really super concerned about one bungee getting broken. So then I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna go ahead and fold this up, just to get out of my way. And actually, first things first, I need to take a couple of bungees and I need to do my corners up front really quick, because I haven't done that yet. Because I wanted to get the back the way I wanted it, and then that way I can take the front here and tug it tight. Because you always want your tarps as tight as you can get them. Take this, take it tight like that. I'm gonna go to the other side real quick, I'll be right back. All right, those are done. And now, I really don't like how loose this is. This is not okay right here. That'll just sit there and do that when we're going down the road. So that's not acceptable. Plus it covers up our lights. So we gotta do something with this. So what I'm gonna do, what I think I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna take, and I am going to start off by hooking this eyelet right here. Come a little closer so they can see. I'm gonna hook this eyelet right here. It's to the right of the product and down. And a lot of this, honestly, I'm just using common sense and problem solving. When it comes to tarping, there's a lot of situations where you just kind of got to figure it out and wing it and figure out what works. But sometimes it's nice to have somebody that kind of halfway knows what they're doing, to get ideas and things. So what I'm going to do is I've shoved that under the load as far as I can reach. And now I'm going to come over to this side, excuse me, and I'm going to reach up under here, and I'm going to see if I can find it. There it is. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to pull it this way. And I'm going to hook it. I know you can't see, give me a second. I'm going to hook it just like that. Okay? So what that's going to do is it's basically made this tarp hug this piece right here. Okay? So now we don't have to worry about it coming out. Now I still don't like this. Okay? I don't like this at all. So what I'm going to do is, I got a couple of options here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something very similar to what I just did on that one, except I'm going to grab this D-ring right here. I'm going to push it up under here as far as I can go. And then I'm going to come up under this side, just like I did over there. And I'm going to grab it and I'm going to pull it. And then I'm just going to find a place to hook it. Just like that. And what that just did is this is being sucked in here. This can't come out. We've got a nice back end. It's not going to flap. It's not going to cause any tears, and the product is covered. So after that, we're going to come up here just like we normally would. We're going to fold our sides under just like that. Like I said, you don't always have to worry about it being pretty to start off. It'll be pretty later. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Nope, that's not. See, I thought, and this is something that'll happen. I'm trying to figure out how I want to get it tight. I started out wanting to use this D-ring, but what I was going to pull this way. But what I realized was that this D-ring sits too low, so I don't want to use this D-ring. And that'll happen a lot when you're learning to tarp and when you're trying to figure things out. And what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take this right here and I'm just gonna do this and I'm gonna come up to this one right here. And that I can live with this. It's not perfect, but it's not gonna flap. This will hold it in. It should be fine. That should ride really well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do one more, and then I'm gonna do the other side real quick, and then we'll get the other tarp laid out. So I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna hook there, regular V pattern. Why not? I'll do two. Hook there, regular V pattern. All right, now we're gonna go to the other side. Grab a few bungees. Now this side's, let's get caught up to me. This side's gonna be a little more different because we've got more room to work with here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, let's see, how do I wanna do this? We'll take this, and fold this under like this, just like we normally would. See if I can get a hold of it. If I can get a hold of it, I'll fold it under. There we go. All right. Now I've got that folded under there as best I can. I'm gonna take this bungee and I'm gonna kind of do the same thing I did on the other side, just to pull this down. I don't really want to pull it this way because it's gonna make it weird. I want one pulling down. So I'm gonna come down. That's not too sharp right there. And I'm gonna take it this way. And I'm gonna hook it just like we did the other side, underneath here, because I want something pulling down, so why not? And if it breaks, again, I'm gonna be checking my load every time I stop. The DOT law is every 3 hours or 150 miles, whichever comes first. I'm gonna see if a bungee's broken. I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. And if it's breaking consistently, I'll find another way to hook it. But for now, that'll work. So, I'm gonna fold this under just like I did the other side. Go so far. And then I'm gonna do the same thing I did back there. Where'd all my bungees go? Oh, case of the disappearing bungees. I'm gonna go ahead and hang one right here because I want one. I'll hang one here. I'll hang one here. And then I'm gonna take this. Stop that. I'm gonna bring that up like that. Take this one down, bring it up like this and hook it, and then one more. Now we got our V pattern started. I'm gonna take one more look at this, kind of tug on it in a couple of places, see if I like it, see how much I like it. I kind of want to do a thing. Let me see if I got a really good bungee here. Something kind of new. Looks like a good one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this D-ring right here, just because it's only flapping a little bit, but that's still more than I want it to. I'm going to take this under like this, and I'm just going to find a place to hook it. I ended up hooking it right here. And that's just to kind of make it that much more tight where it won't flap. I kind of want to do something with this too. Let me tuck that in there. Kind of want to do something with this too, but honestly it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that alone. Alright, then I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab this, come up like that. And if you look, that did the whole side. I'm going to come back, kind of tuck it, set it. And this way it stays up there for when I'm working with it later. Alright guys, I'm going to get this middle tarp laid out and bungeed. And then when I get ready to do the smoke tarp, I'll see you again. We'll be back. Alright guys, really quick. We have our middle tarp laid out. It's my other steel tarp. I've got front corners done. You notice the hook is pointed to the inside so we don't damage our other tarp. And then it just comes forward. Now here's something kind of important. Where did it go? There it is. Here's something kind of important. You'll notice that when I pull my bungees forward, I don't put them in front of the load. And the reason for that is so that I don't get in my own way with the next tarp. You always want to do whatever you can to keep it behind the load. You don't want to be getting in your own way later. You're always thinking ahead. And then back corner, going down, just regular hook, just like that. Now, I've said that on your end tarps, you always work from the end. And the reason that is because if you work from the end and work your way in, you'll always be pulling it tight as you go. Now with a middle tarp, and if you're using prime lumber tarps with the steel tarp turned sideways for your lumbers, your middle tarp, you want to start in the middle and work your way out. And again, it's about keeping it tight, because what you're going to do is you're going to go to the middle and you're going to go out, and you're going to be tugging it tight as you go. You are pointed over there.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
What the heck?
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hang here and here and here. And whenever you're doing your bungees, it always pays to go ahead and hang them all before you really start cranking them down. That way you're not sitting there, hang the bungee, pull it, hang the bungee, pull it. All you have to do is get it on and then come up here and then just go ahead and go. And then just pull the thing, okay? Now I'm only gonna do 2 on this side, then I'm gonna do the other side real quick so that it stays even, because remember we said in other videos that you wanna be careful with your bungees. Only do a few so you don't pull it all to one side, because you'll screw yourself on the other side. I'm gonna get this bungee down, then we're gonna fold up the inside like we did the last tarp, like we always do. I might go ahead and bungee the entire back all the way up to probably right about here, this one, if I can touch it, that one right there. It's really hard. This must be how a weatherman feels. And then I'm gonna throw my smoke tarp on the nose and I'll see what I can do about that, because I'm really not sure yet. So see you soon when we get to that point. All right guys, as you can see, we have the entirety of the load done with the exception of this little smoke tarp. Now you'll notice mine isn't in the greatest condition. I don't ever use the damn thing. So, and I roll it up the only way I know how. I'll include a roll-up video once I get to the other end and get ready to deliver this load. And if anybody has a better way to roll up a smoke tarp, feel free to show me, because I don't hardly ever use the thing, but somebody asked me for it, so we're gonna see what we can do. So with the way it is right now, I'm gonna unroll it so you can see how it gets unrolled and flipped over and all the crap. And then I'll show you how we're gonna figure out how to make this thing work together. So. Alright, so undo that, get him out of the way. And then roll it out just like you would anything else. Let me not fall over. Go back this way, unfold. Don't fall over here. Get this part up. Now, because of how I fold mine, I now have to flip it over because it's actually upside down right now. So we're gonna see if I can do this by myself. Pretty sure I can. I'll take it this way. I'm just gonna try to toss that. It's not gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. For those of you that don't know, a smoke tarp is basically just a little tarp that you stick on the front of a load. The original purpose of it is to protect the product from the smoke coming off the stacks of your trailer or of your truck. Well, we have mostly grass burners here at Prime, which means no stacks. So these smoke tarps, they're kind of handy for when your tarps just won't quite reach. But outside of that, they basically just sit in the headache rack. God, I can't talk for some reason. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. All right. So I'm actually going to get him out of the way. I'm going to get him out of the way because they're in my way. So I'm going to come under here, and now the smoke tarps they give you at Prime are 4 sides of a cube. So front, top, side, and side. And they're formed with the way they're stitched. So instead of just laying it over and boxing it around like we would like a present, we've actually got to pull out the corners here. See, here is a corner right there, and we're going to have it slide over the front of the lobe is what we're going to attempt to do. So, and then once you're done, it's going to look something like that. Not fall over. Falling over would be bad. Where is the middle? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe this is the middle. There. 1, 2, 3. Yep. There's the middle right there. Kind of pull this back as best we can. Mess with it a little more in a minute. Gotta keep stepping in that hole. With as many times as I've stepped in that hole, you would think I'd stop stepping in that hole. So, alright. So, what we've got right now is it's laid over the front. You can see it's hugging over that piece that sticks out right there. Right here. This piece here, sticking out under that. So, let me go get my assistant to hold the camera and we'll get this done. Okay, just a second. Alright guys, I have it pulled on. What I've done is, remember I showed you that corner that was on here? I've pulled it down to where it's level with this. Now in order to do that, I had to go under here and take all my excess of the front part and pull it under this way. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bungee right here, and I'm actually going to go behind this strap right here. And there's a couple of eyelets that are really close together on these smoke tarps, and it's one on the front and one on the side is what it is. I'm going to grab one of those, and actually I'm going to hook it this way, and I'm just going to pull it back. Is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to pull it back, and I'm going to hook it. Right.
Thank you, Jesus.
There's fine. All right, thanks, man. The wind is helping us out with that. How great is that? All right, so actually no, because I need this down now.
Sorry, that was.
Now I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to grab something, probably this one. I'm just going to kind of tug it. No, I can't want this one. I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to tug it back. I'm going to hook it, just like I would for a quarter. Yes, I dropped my cigarette on myself because I don't know how to smoke, apparently. Off to the other side. Okay. Now, obviously this side I can't go around the thing because the thing's not on this side. So what we're going to do is I still want this thing to look as good as I can get it. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to pull it under as much as I can. Okay? Then I'm going to take this down, and just like I did on the other side, I'm going to try to find the part where it kind of, oh, that's just going to have to work. I'm going to take this down through here. I'll pull it good and tight. Yes, it's a piece of crap. Like I said, it sits in the headache rack. I'm going to take it back. Just like that. And then I'm going to do like I did on the other side. I'm going to go behind this strap, I'm gonna grab one of these two eyelets right here, probably this one, and I'm gonna pull it. And I'm just gonna pull it back as tight as I can get it. Actually, you know what? I do want the other one because that's gonna pull the front more than it is the side, and that's kind of what I want here because I'm trying to tighten everything. Well, nope, that works better. See, trial and error. It works. All right, we're gonna hook that right there. And then we have kind of a mess here, so we're gonna take, and see I'm kind of shoving that up. I'm trying to get it to kind of behave a little bit. And it's not really cooperating, but that's okay. So, let's see if I can figure out how I want to do this. That looks like that'll work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another bungee, and just like I did on the other side, I'm gonna hook right here, I'm gonna pull it back tight, and I'm gonna hook it to the rub rail. Now it's on there pretty tight. Now I got a couple of issues here. You know, this is really loose, but there's not really a lot I can do about that. This is why I don't like using smoke tarps. Smoke tarps are really hard to get tight on strangely shaped stuff. If it's square and like perfectly square, it's a lot easier, but stuff like this, it's really hard to get them to lay tight. We're probably gonna get some flapping here unless I figure something out, which I have an idea, but I don't know how much I like it. I'm gonna try it in a little bit, but let's move on. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna take this, and just like I would any other tarp, I'm gonna fold it up into the tarp behind it. So I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna grab both, and I'm gonna fold it up in there, just like that. Okay, and yes, it made a mess up here, but I'm gonna go down and I'm just gonna kind of fix it. I'm gonna get it to where it looks kind of nice. And then something that I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna try, don't know how well it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try to use this bungee to make a hinge. And then I'm gonna take this D-ring and I'm gonna pull out and I'm gonna pull this way. And it worked, I have a little hinge now, and that should kind of hold it and keep it from bulging too much more than it has to. I don't like, one rule of thumb with D-rings is you always want to try to pull them in the direction they're designed to pull. You don't want to pull this way, you don't want to pull down, you don't want to pull that way. You want to pull in the direction they're supposed to pull. Every once in a while, like this one here, you don't really have much of a choice. But if at all possible, if you want your tarps to last, always try to pull in the direction they're designed to. Otherwise, you're just going to end up tearing your seams, and then you're going to lose D-rings. So I'm going to take this here, I'm going to grab that one, I'm going to give it a good tug while holding the hook, and then I'm going to come, fold that up a little, and I'm just going to go down the rub rail, just like that. And remember, just like the other video, we always want to give it that tug and get it off the stake pocket so it doesn't cut. I'm going to do the same thing right here. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to do the same thing here, and as I go, I'm going to kind of fix this, try to make this look a little better, just like that. Tag that, and take it this way. I am out of bungees. Let's go to the other side. Once I get to this side, I'm gonna kind of do the same thing. I'm gonna grab my other tarp, grab them both together, and I'm gonna fold them up together. And you notice I'm kind of shoving it up on top of the product. That's just to kind of make it hold itself. I'm gonna continue to do that all the way up until I get something that's halfway presentable, just like that. Okay. I'm going to take and do the same thing I did on the other side, except I don't really need the hinge that I made on the other side because it's not bulging near as much. So we're just going to take this, we're going to go down through the rub rail, and we're going to hook it. Give it and it's tugged so it's not on the thing. I'm going to do the same thing here. Down through the rub rail. Now, over here, I'm going to grab this one, and to keep this part from flapping, I'm going to take this and do the same thing right there. Just like that. That's just about done. I'm gonna, let's take a couple of bungees over to the other side. I got a couple of ideas for that stuff, that loose part. First things first, I want to stick one here, and I'll probably do this on the other side too. I forgot to do it while I was over there, just because that's kind of flappy, and we don't like flappy. So, in fact, that actually kind of works out, because I can take that and hook that right there. In fact, well, I already did that. I could have done that with this. I could have done this with the same one, but I didn't. So, because I didn't think of it, so whatever. Alright, so I don't like this. I don't like this, and I don't like this. Okay? So I kind of want to see if I can figure out a way to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fold it up in there a little bit, just like that. I'm going to take a bungee, and I'm going to hook it right here. And then, you stay there. And then I'm going to come up here.
Where'd it come from?
Right here. And then, it fell off. We're trying to fix it.
You got it right there.
Got it? Okay. And then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up like this. And I don't really have a good place to hook it, honestly. But that actually might work right there. To be honest with you. I don't really like it, but shove that back. That kind of holds kind of nice, honestly. I'm not a huge fan, but it might work. Yeah, that'll work. I was thinking about taking it around and like hooking it like right here on the other side, on the skid plate of the trailer. But honestly, yeah, no, I like this better. There's a groove right here in the trailer, and that's what I'm hooking to. And it eats enough of the hook that I think it'll hold. I think it'll be all right. So we're gonna try this. If it doesn't work while we're going down the road, like if I get somewhere and come to find out it's broke or come loose or whatever, I'll do something else. But honestly, it looks like it'll hold pretty good. So that eliminated both sets of flappers that we had. I kind of like what I'm looking at here. I got one thing left to do, and that's put my tarps away, my lumber tarps, and then after that I will put all my stuff away, and then we'll be good to go. So real quick, since we have to do it anyway, quick lesson on picking up these lumber tarps. I have custom tarps from Oliver down in Joplin. He's the same guy that supplies the tarps for Prime. They're 120-ish pounds a piece, 110, 120, 130, somewhere around there. Okay, they are 27 feet long, 8-foot drop, 8-foot flap. One of them's got 4 rows of D-rings, the other one's got 3. They're not light, they're not fun. And you'll notice a lot of people use that tater tot method that makes their tarps really fucking small. You have to deadlift those. That's really bad on your back. It really is. I roll mine up long to make them easier to pick up. And the way I do it without hurting my back is I'll grab it like this, and I'll tip it up just like that. And then it becomes a matter of leaning it up against your leg like this, and it's going to be one fluid motion, just like this. And I think I might have shown this in another video, but just in case you haven't seen it, here you go. It's as simple as that. When you get up here, a lot of people will just roll it off their shoulder like that. If you've been doing it long enough, then you can do this. Okay. And so I'll roll that out of the way and I'll do the other one. And then all I'll do is probably throw a strap across them just to hold them in place. And then we are completely done and good to go. I will see you guys in Springfield tonight, dropping off Deborah.
That's right.
She has been a wonderful trainee and a wonderful friend. She's gonna be running solo, so everybody be rooting for her. Say hi to her while she's in Springfield.
Hi, guys.
I'm gonna be picking up a new guy, George.
Sure.
We're gonna have some fun, George. We're gonna get some work done.
Bye.
See you guys later. As always, be safe. Peace.
Peace.